Okay, we really need to talk about Lewis Hamilton and Riccardo Adami from Ferrari. After the Monaco Grand Prix, where on earth do they go from here? That's right, welcome to Car Life, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, then welcome on in. This is really officially, I guess, my first Formula One video, but it's going to be the first of many. I'm a massive Formula One fan. I've always been a massive McLaren fan, but I just love Formula One in general. And 2025 is already shaping up to be one of the most exciting seasons we've seen in, well, maybe probably since 2021. If you like what you're hearing and what you're seeing, then do hit that like button on the video, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to know when I'm dropping more content on the channel, then hit that bell notification, because that's going to let you know when that fresh content drops, including from playing F1 25, which I've got it preloaded on the Xbox, and we're going to be going through a career mode and a My Team mode, so do stick around for that if you're into a bit of gaming. Now, how do Ferrari solve a problem like Lewis Hamilton's relationship with his race engineer Riccardo Adami? I've got no idea, because it's got to a pretty horrendous stage at this point. And what I thought I'd do is I'd give you the whole race radio between Lewis Hamilton and Riccardo Adami and just give you a chance to listen to it. If you can listen to it without cringing, which I really struggle to do, and I've listened to it a few times now. But before we get stuck into that, I kind of want to give you a bit of A-Bing between engineers and some drivers who have had really good relationships, and why it's so important for an F1 driver to have not just a strong professional relationship with their race engineer, but probably even a friendship off of the track. So I'm going to give you a few examples of some iconic driver race engineer pairings. We've got Rob Smedley and Felipe Massa from Ferrari back in the day. We've got, of course, Max Verstappen and Giampiero Lambiase at Red Bull. We've got Lewis Hamilton and Bono, because obviously that was just an iconic pairing. And I want you to contrast and compare the different styles and the information that's given, the communication style, the quality of the communication, and even from just these short snippets, the connection that you can hear that's been established between engineer and driver. So let's start with Rob Smedley and Felipe Massa, because this was an iconic pairing for various reasons, and I'm just going to play you a short snippet, and I want you to just get an idea of how well Rob Smedley communicated with Felipe Massa.
Understood. We are just about to complete 6 laps. Okay, we need to get him now. Come on, let's get him. Get in 3rd position. Good lad. That is effectively P3. Gutierrez is leading the race. He is in 1st, but he hasn't pitted yet. Safety car window is open. We have completed 18 laps. Okay, we are currently P3. Kimi needs to stop again, as do we. We're 9 seconds behind Kimi. Around 2 seconds a lap faster. Vettel is the car behind, and we're a little bit quicker than him. He is on options as well, but 3 laps newer.
Listen to the clarity. Rob Smedley repeats himself. He repeats lap counts, distances between drivers, tyre compounds, and you'll notice that there's a common thread between him, Bono, and GP at Red Bull, that they do it unprompted. So they know which information to give. They do it unprompted. It's in a very relaxed fashion. Obviously, Rob Smedley had a very sort of pally relationship with Felipe Massa, and that is really important. You've seen, I think, those seeds were sown with Rob Smedley and Felipe Massa. Now let's move on to Bono and Lewis Hamilton. And again, this is just a small example, but listen to, unprompted, how much information Bono gives. Now this is on the final lap of the British Grand Prix in 2020, when Lewis's tyre was falling apart, falling to shreds. And so there was massive panic going on, because the same thing had happened to Bottas, and Lewis's tyre was falling apart. But listen to how calm Bono stays. And again, listen to the warmth and the connection between the two.
So Verstappen 30 seconds behind. If you go diff mid 12, Verstappen 25 seconds. This is the last lap. You've got 20 seconds to Verstappen. Now 17 seconds, now 16 seconds. And to use whatever strat you want, so strat 5. 10 seconds to Verstappen. And 9 seconds to Verstappen. 7 seconds to Verstappen.
Is that the last lap?
That's it, mate. You've done it. You've done it. Well, that's it, mate.
There was no flag.
You've done it, though, mate. Just stop. Just you pull the car over. We'll come and get you.
All right, next up then is one of the most successful modern pairings, and that's Giampiero, Lambiase, and Max Verstappen. And once again, this is just a snippet, but listen to the unprompted, calm, authoritative communication that happens between these two. But most importantly, GP's giving Max all the information that he needs. He's not leaving anything out. You'll notice that because Max doesn't really need to ask him for anything. And the communication is clear, it's informal, but it's professional. And it feels like there is a bond between the two.
So the gap to Russell, 10.5. How are conditions, Max?
Yeah, it's just flying, but it's all winter.
Understood. And the gap behind, 8.5. 8 seconds. 7.5. Carlos reporting he feels the tyres are not ready. It's a bit of a train ahead, so we'll need to let Russell through, probably Hamilton too. Expect they could be on 2 push laps as well. So gap to Russell, 6 seconds, he'll close quickly.
Okay, and next up then, we come to the Ferrari problem. And the Ferrari problem at the moment is Lewis Hamilton's relationship, or lack of it, with Riccardo Adami. Now, this has been building. We know this has been building. Miami seemed like it was the nadir. It was the worst possible moment. Of course, Lewis Hamilton complaining that they weren't manufacturing the swap between him and Charles Leclerc when Lewis felt that Charles Leclerc was holding him up and stopping him from going faster. They didn't make the swap happen in time. Lewis Hamilton invited Riccardo Adami and the strategist at Ferrari to go and get a cup of tea whilst they're waiting to give the answer, and obviously they waited too long. It was downplayed after the race, and Lewis was in pretty good spirits and good humour and just saying, look, he's always had these spiky moments with race engineers, whether it's Andrew Shovlin or it's with Bono, and that this is nothing out of the ordinary. But I think Monaco has basically obliterated any pretense that there is a working, long-lasting relationship between the two. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just stop it at certain parts along the way, just so, essentially, I can highlight the bits that, to me, jump out as being pretty damning and fairly preposterous in terms of how it seems like anybody should speak to their driver in terms of having a natural, calming influence. So let's get stuck in and let's see how quickly we're stopping the audio.
Speed limiter on, and K2 on, 5 point. K2 on, reminder, 10 seconds, all set. And you are good on the target. And 2 burners. And motor TS and K2 on. And you are good on the target. All set, last car approaching the grid. Wait for safety car. And charge on. And 6 seconds, reminder, double yellow turn 8. Stay right hand side in turn 8, possible debris. Still double yellow turn 8. And we are staying out, still double yellow turn 8. Barriers are realigned, can be quick. Still double yellow turn 8 for now. And just be K1 for the ending. And be closer to car ahead. Still double yellow, get closer to car ahead. Copy. And tires are in a good window, still double yellow. Sector is clear. Ending. DRS enable.
This place started to that's a long time, mate.
And leave mid 4.
Brakes okay?
Yes, for now. Leave mid 5 for turn 6, and you are doing a job on brakes. And go mode race, mode race. Debris turn 11, double yellow, turn 10, 11. 11 onwards, debris, watch out.
A lot of debris on track.
Copy that.
Don't know if a lot of it's slow or just managing.
Everyone managing.
All right, so already I think one of the things that we've noticed is that Adami has this way of speaking, this constant upward inflection to his voice that gets so repetitive and it's so monotonous. There's no melody to the way that he speaks. When you compare it to maybe Bonington or GP or Rob Smedley, just a normal flow of conversation, you can tell that race after race, this is really getting to Lewis. It doesn't feel like he's having a conversation with a human. It almost feels like he's speaking to a robot. So even in response there, is Alonso managing the pace? Usually he might expect to have a, yeah mate, don't worry, listen, everyone's managing right now, it's early phase of the race, don't sweat it, we've got a long way to go. But there's none of that. Now part of this is the fact that of course Riccardo Adami is not a native English speaker, so his English isn't going to be as fluent as GP's, as Rob Smedley's, as Bono's, and I think that does need to be taken into account. However, I think you need to learn. I think you need to learn from what communication styles work, either just for you or for your driver. And there has to be some feedback going on, but already you get the sense that there isn't really a conversation happening here. There's not really an empathetic response to the initial question. And we're going to see just how bad this gets. All right, let's go on.
5 seconds of the pace. And stay right hand side in turn 11, and the pit lane is closed. Still double yellow 10 and 11. Pit lane still closed. Clear now, turn 10, clear. And switch position yellow, yellow. And Norris lap time 16.3. And Norris has been told to pick up the pace for info. So Alonso has been told to push. And Norris lap time 16.0. Switch position red. Ajar is boxed in front, P6. Norris 16.1.
And we're going to start to slide a bit. Get very hot.
Copy it. And go X, mod X. And Norris 15.7. Alonso reporting some graining. He might be struggling with the race of degradation. We are in free air.
What do you need from me?
And push now. This is our race.
All right, the first real sign of tension in the race then. So Lewis saying, what do you need from me? The first sign that Lewis is feeling slightly exasperated and that he's not being given the information that he needs. Obviously, he's already had a frustrating Saturday, qualified really well, and then got the 3-place grid penalty for impeding Verstappen in qualifying. So he's already frustrated with how the weekend's going post-qualifying. Lewis is desperately asking for some help. What do you need from me? Give me information. Do I need to push? And the response from Adami is to say, push now, this is our race. Now, Lewis came out after the race and said, I don't really know what that means. I didn't know what that meant. I have no idea what that means. And so already Lewis has said, after he could have clarified and said, yeah, I understood exactly what that meant, but he doesn't. Push now, this is our race, doesn't really give him any detailed information or confidence that he's doing the right thing at that phase in the race.
And overcut Ajar. Ajar lap time 16.0. Engine braking 2. Up to Verstappen 6.38. Verstappen lap time 15.1. Pace is good.
Small steering at that rear.
And box with box. Please confirm and box. Drop shallow. Gate 1. And mode race. Go jump. Close to Ajar pit exit. Here, overcut 3 cars. And use your free air now. Ajar 2 seconds behind.
How can I say my wrist wrong?
Target status 3. Pace is good. And Piastri has a slow stop. So he's at turn 1 now. Look up the
What's your
traction
pace you need
matrix.
of me? Is there more information? Like if I save tires right now, or if I stay close, like push as hard as possible?
15.2 target lap time.
Oh man. Okay, so it's getting worse. It's getting worse at this point. And Lewis is like, first of all, they talk over each other and he's like, what do you need from me, man? I need more information. Give me more information. Do you want me to push? Do you want me to look after the tyres? And the response is just, here's your target lap time. There's no, all right, mate, so look, we're on this lap and tyres are looking good. Give me a little bit more if you can. Motivation, confidence, let's have a conversation. Let's see what we can do. Instead, the response in that completely monotone, almost like, I'm not even going to say asking ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is badass and super intelligent and gives off more empathy. I don't understand this response, because already you've got your driver who's just wanting to kick on and push on and saying, do you want me to save tyres? Do you want me to use up the tyres? I can close the gap, but I need information from you because I need to know if I'm going to ruin my race or make the race right now. And instead, it's just target lap time. So you can imagine at this point, Lewis is going to be, those frustrations are going to be boiling over.
Right side, everyone.
And be about 57. Can go mode X.
Last place.
Verstappen in P1 stayed out 15.2 and Charles is out lap, give you lap times. And Piastri I don't have 17.8 managing first. And mine from saturation, low speed corners, deep mid 3 might help.
Yeah, just trying to understand what pace you want me to do.
Eventually fighting Verstappen, target lap time 14.7 if you can.
Understood.
Be big 4 might help the fronts. Last one was a good lap. Good job with the brakes as well, right at the limit. Don't push the entry turn 6, 110 to be found. And start lap time 14.6. Think about engine braking 3. Good job in 6. That's a good lap. Show our pace. It's just lap time 14.8.
That's a lot, friends.
Understood. And mode race. Charles and Verstappen is boxing. He's ahead of you. Turn 1.
That's okay, man. Let's go down the rear.
Understood. No threats from behind.
Some rear stability.
Understood. Car ahead 2.2 seconds. Flashing blues to car ahead. Colapinto. At P5. Alonso behind is 28 seconds.
2 flags.
Understood. You got 4 cars ahead. Colapinto solid blues ahead.
The rear is not going great, mate.
And go B big 5. Solid blues to Bortoleto ahead. Look after traction matrix in 3.
Are others having traction issue?
Turn 3.
No response. No response to our others having traction issues. And this becomes now just a repetitive theme where Lewis just starts asking and inquiring, and there's no response to his questions, or the answers don't match up with the questions. And I don't even know how this happens. I'm not sure how this happens in a race between engineers. You've got a guy that's got all the data, and you've got a 7 times world champion that you've brought into your team because of how strong he is. His communication is great, his knowledge is great, but his knowledge is only going to get you so far in a race up to a certain point. You don't have all the data. That's why you've got the race engineer. And Lewis is desperately asking and fishing for information, and he's getting answers to questions that he's not asking. All he's getting is basically lap time updates, target lap time, this, and then what you'll hear lots of is suggest this, try this. And it's very robotic responses rather than, okay, mate, a little bit slow coming out of Saint-Devote. Maybe think about doing this. And data shows that you might be a little bit faster if you take your entry like this. But those kind of responses don't come. They're not relaxed. Like I say, there's no melody to the voice. There's no flow. There's nothing to make Lewis feel like he's having a conversation and learning anything about the data he needs. Anyway, let's go on.
Blue flags.
Still 6 cars ahead, blue flags. Also cars ahead struggled to pass this traffic ahead.
Had to cross the chicane, but I did lift.
Copy understood. B-ball 58 suggested for balance.
Yes, sir. Verstappen ahead.
Is 9.3 ahead.
Damn, okay. I thought he came out just ahead of me.
Solid blue tool, camera guide. 5 cars still far side.
Yes, this
Solid
losing
blue
me
to
a crazy amount of
ahead.
time. How is this affecting my race, mate?
Is the last one ahead.
That was insane traffic. How much
Okay.
is that bugging my race or not?
It's still okay. Use our free air now.
Gap ahead.
And switch yellow. 14 seconds, 1-4.
Update on pace, mate.
The frustration now is boiling over. How is this affecting my race? What's my pace? How far this, how far that? And there are no answers coming back. There are no answers now. There are just tidbits of data which may or may not be particularly relevant. And all Lewis wants to know is, where am I? How am I doing? Do I need to give a little bit more? How far ahead of someone am I? How much do I need to get on with this race? And instead, the responses either don't really match or they're just not giving enough.
15-0 target. And Verstappen on medium is 14.9. We suggest an early entry turn 5. Verstappen lap time 14.4. 15 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I can't match that, mate.
And by diff mid 5 to see if it's help.
Yeah, that left through is not good, mate.
It kind of also makes me wince a little bit. It's not the first time Lewis has said mate on the end of a sentence. And look, you could see that as semi-passive aggressive, and I think times it certainly may be frustration induced. But I think you can also hear and feel that Lewis is trying to establish rapport, right? He's adding these kind of nice words into sentences. You know, what's my pace, mate? How am I doing here, mate? All of these kinds of questions, but nothing comes back from Adami. Now, remember, if we're comparing Rob Smedley, who famously said to Felipe Massa, he would call him baby, or he'd say, yeah, come on, lad, come on, boy. With Bono, there was loads of mate, you know, get in there, all of these big affects and affectations that sort of made the drivers feel like they're having some sort of back and forth and with someone who cares about how their race is going. And I think for Lewis, at this point, he's basically talking to someone that's not really listening to what he's asking and doesn't seem to really feel invested into how well he's doing in the race.
Try to don't play the brakes into turn 4 as well. And throw brake peak into 10. And start lap time 15.1. And Verstappen 17 ahead. About 59 suggested. Early entry into 6 for a better 7 as well. Pace is good.
Yeah. I really don't know where I am now. 15 seconds behind.
Yeah, let's keep going with the pace. Can improve 2 tenths on a 14.5 would be ideal. Let's wait and see.
Yes, it's really not helping me. I'm struggling with the car. I don't know. All the cars ahead of me doing a 14.9. Like,
Yes, pretty much. Norris is 14.5.
generally got quite enough in steering car.
Understood, understeer. And go mode TS, please. And carry this Piastri on hard. 3 seconds.
What lap am I on?
29 to go. Think about deep mid 4, still a long way. Try to improve brake peak to turn 5.
General. At speed to my front wing.
Understood. We'll correct it at the next pit stop. Driver default delta 0 on when you can. Copy, thanks.
Am I at lap behind?
And Verstappen is in heavy traffic ahead, 21 seconds ahead, race leader. And solid blues to walk on ahead. Check your high speed. And switch position to red.
How much longer on his tires?
I'll come back to you. And tire phase update when you can, please.
Not much left. Fronts are okay. Rears don't feel good.
Good job, thanks for the info. Verstappen race leader is 22 wide, his lap time 15.6.
And where is everyone else?
It's Piastri 10 seconds ahead of you.
And why the hell
Charles.
you give me Verstappen the same way?
I just don't know race situation. And box for medium. Correct front wing. And drop shallow. And gate 1.
Yeah, mate, just been a little bit lost out there. Just in, it's very sporadic info.
Understood. And we are in free air now till the end.
This was a golden opportunity. So this is when Lewis pits for the final time. So he's coming in, he's got super frustrated, and this is a chance for them both to just have a little bit of a reset. So he's just sounding quite calm, and he's like, look mate, I'm feeling a bit lost out there. I don't really know what's going on. And then a bit of an attack, and he says, information's a bit sporadic. Now the response is just, understood. We're in free air now, off you go.
Okay, where is everyone? So I know. Don't need to know where Verstappen is. Like, who's ahead of me, who's behind? And what position am I in?
We are at P5. Piastri is 30 seconds ahead.
Has to stop twice,
Yeah, correct. And no threat from behind.
so I can bring you size info.
Yes, you can. When you cross the line, 20 laps to go.
I'm not on the threat, right? And I'm bringing them in slow.
Correct. No threat from behind.
So those guys are miles ahead of me. 30 seconds plus.
Yeah, correct.
Are the tires older than mine?
Yeah,
middle
mediums.
stiff. That's really full.
Exactly what traffic. Mediums are good to the end.
You want time you need to be doing? That's the others.
15.3, 15.5 to the end.
Pace of the cars ahead.
Charles for medium 15.6. Piastri on hard 13.7, 14.4. And Norris 15.5. And Norris in lap 15.3.
Yep, ahead.
We got a big group of cars ahead, 10 cars on blue flags. 12 laps to go.
If I've been dead slow this whole race.
And switch red. And 3 more ahead of Colapinto, and then you are free air. And 8 laps to go. Solid blue 2 car ahead. First 4 cars on lap 15.8 for info. And given we have a free pit stop in case of safety car with box or soft. 6 more laps.
Are they still nearly a minute ahead?
And Charles on medium and McLaren's on hard, lap in 16. Very close to each other fighting.
You're not answering the question. Okay. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm just asking, am I a minute behind or?
It's 48 seconds. And 3 to go.
Honestly, if Riccardo Adami wasn't so deadpan the whole time, you would read into that response as just, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with this guy. I'm done with this driver. I don't want to work in with him anymore. Like, I don't even know what to say there. Lewis is just like, okay, now I'm just gonna say it. Like, I'm asking you stuff. You're not even answering the question. Like, I don't think Lewis in the past, when he's asked a question that's basically, am I doing badly? Is the race going badly? Bono has been like, yeah, mate, here's the information. I'm not going to lie to you. What's the point in lying? There's no point. Just give the data, give the information. But instead, there are multiple times of Riccardo Adami just not being honest, or just answering a completely different question and just reeling off a script, just reeling off irrelevant bits of data. And I think that's the first time where you could read into an idea of they're both super frustrated with each other.
Verstappen last lap. It's a P5. He lost a lot of time in traffic, and then the rest we need to investigate. And pick up, please. Charge button on.
That's up result. Yeah, big thank you to the boys. As I said, for fixing the car. It's not been the easiest of weekends, but we lived to quite another day, so yeah. Thank you. Are you upset with me or something?
So perhaps the absolutely damning final toxic cherry on the toxic cake. Now, this is really interesting. So we know what happens at the end of a race. You have a driver, they cross the line and they give themselves a little, they give a bit of a debrief. They say thanks to the team. They say either their frustration or how delighted they are. Lewis even thanking the Ferrari team for making sure that the car was in shape and everything, thanking, as he always does, very thankful to the team and to the engineers and the mechanics. And there's no response. There's no response. There's always a response. And so there's silence. And that's when he says, "Are you upset with me or something?" And there's still no response. Now, this was addressed after the race. And Frederic Vasseur ended up saying, "Oh, no. It's just because it depends where the driver is on the track. So we can only speak to them at certain parts of the track, especially in Monaco, because radio communication is a little bit harder. So if he's going into the tunnel, then we wait until he's out the tunnel." Sounds like nonsense to me. Sounds like absolute nonsense to me. But it remains to be seen. It's going to be so interesting to see what happens. I don't see how these guys continue working with each other. Ferrari aren't going to get rid of Lewis Hamilton. It seems like a no-brainer to either promote someone else from within or to try and grab someone from outside, but someone that can communicate and forge a strong relationship with Lewis Hamilton. There is no point in bringing someone with the pedigree and the success and talent of Lewis Hamilton and then essentially nerfing it by not being able to have good communication with him during the race. What do you think? What do you think Ferrari are going to do? How are they going to solve this? Are they just going to chuck $500 billion at Mercedes and try and convince Bono to go to Ferrari? That's almost certainly not going to happen. But what do you think is going to happen? And what are you looking forward to as we head into the second third of the season? Look out for my video coming out soon, which is going to be giving a 1/3 into the season power ranking of all of the drivers. And until the next time, see you very soon. Take care, peace out, and much love.